Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 13, the ecstatic dancing of the Lord at Rath Yatra. Text 140 onwards. Chitta kari toma haite vishay chahi lagaite yatna kari nari kari bhare tare dhyana shiksha kara loka hasaya mara sthana sthana kara vichare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, I would like to withdraw my consciousness from you and engage it in material activities. But even though I try, I cannot do so. I am naturally inclined to you only. Your instructions for me to meditate on you are therefore simply ludicrous. In this way, you're killing me. It's not very good for you to think of me as a candidate for your instructions. Srila Rupa Goswami says in his Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Jnanagaramadi Anavrita Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Tama. For a pure devotee, there is no scope for indulgence in mystic yoga practice or the cultivation of speculative philosophy. It is indeed impossible for a pure devotee to engage his mind in such unwanted activities. Even if a pure devotee wanted to, his mind would not allow him to do so. This is a characteristic of a pure devotee. He is transcendental to all fruitive activity, speculative philosophy, and mystic yoga meditation. The gopis therefore expressed themselves as follows. So this is the situation of the gopis. I mean, for us, we have to force ourselves to think of Krishna. And they could not think of anybody else except Krishna or anything else except Krishna. Nahe gopi yogeshwar pad kamal tomara dhyan kari paive santosham tomara vakya paripati tara madhya koti nati shuni gopi rara bade rosham. The gopis are not like the mystic yogis. They will never be satisfied simply by meditating on your lotus feet and imitating the so-called yogis. Teaching the gopis about meditation is another kind of duplicity. When they are instructed to undergo mystic yoga practice, they are not at all satisfied. On the contrary, they become more and more angry with you. Srila Prabodhanand Saraswati has stated, Kavalyam narakayate tridashpur akash pushpayate. For a pure devotee who has realized Krishna consciousness through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the monistic philosophy by which one becomes one with the Supreme appears hellish. The mystic yoga practice by which the mind is controlled and the senses are subjugated also appears ludicrous to a pure devotee. The devotee's mind and senses are already engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. In this way, the poisonous effects of sensory activities are removed. If one's mind is always engaged in the service of the Lord, there is no possibility that one will think, feel, or act materially, because his mind is always absorbed in the service of the Lord. Similarly, the fruitive workers' attempt to attain to heavenly planets is nothing more than a phantasmagoria for the devotee. After all, the heavenly planets are material, and in due course of time, they will all be dissolved. Devotees do not care for such temporary things. They engage in transcendental devotional activities because they desire elevation to the spiritual world, where they can live eternally and peacefully and with full knowledge of Krishna. In Vrindavan, the gopis, cowherd boys, and even the calves, cows, trees, and water are fully conscious of Krishna. They're never satisfied with anything but Krishna. So this is what Uddhavji told Krishna when he went back. What kind of message did you send to gopis? You think they're going to do meditation on you? They cannot. Because they're always absorbed in you. What else they're going to meditate on? They cannot do anything separately. देह स्मृति नाही जार संसार कूप कहाँ तार ताहा हैते न चाहे उद्धार वीरा समुद्र जले काम तिमिंगिले गिले गोपी गणे नेह तार पार. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, the gopis have fallen into the great ocean of separation and are being devoured by the Timingila fish of their ambition to serve you. The gopis are to be delivered from the mouths of these Timingala fish, for they are pure devotees. Since they have no material conception of life, why should they aspire for liberation? The gopis do not want that liberation desired by yogis and jnanis, for they are already liberated from the ocean of material existence. The bodily conception is created by the desire for material enjoyment. This is called viparyayo smriti, which is the opposite of real life. The living entity is eternally the servant of Krishna. But when he desires to enjoy the material world, he cannot progress in spiritual life. One can never be happy by advancing materially. So one can never be happy by advancing materially. And this is what we spend most of our time in, trying to advance materially. This is also stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Adanta Gobhir Vishatam Tamishram Punah Punah Charvita Charvana. Through the uncontrolled senses, one may advance one's hellish condition. He may continue to chew the chewed, that is, repeatedly accept birth and death. The conditioned souls use the duration of life between birth and death only to engage in the same hackneyed activities, means same activity, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That's all we do. In a different level, different category, but this is it. These are the four activities. In the lower animal species, we find the same activities. Since these activities are repeated, engaging in them is like chewing that which has already been chewed. If one can give up his ambition to engage in hackneyed material life and take to Krishna consciousness instead, he will be liberated from the stringent laws of material nature. One does not need to make a separate attempt to become liberated. If one simply engages in the service of the Lord, he will be liberated automatically. As Srila Bilvangal Thakur therefore says, Mukti Swayam Mukulatanjali Sevate Asma. Liberation stands before me with folded hands, begging to serve me. So this is the position of a pure devotee. What liberation, what meditation? They don't need to do anything. Vrindavan Govardhan Jamuna Pulinavan Sei Kunje Rasa Dika Lila Sei Vrajer Vrajajana Mata Pita Bandhugana Bada Chitra Kemane Pasharila. It is amazing that you've forgotten the land of Vrindavan. And how is it that you've forgotten your father, mother, and friends? How have you forgotten Govardhan Hill, the bank of the Yamuna in the forest where you enjoyed the Ras Leela dance? Vidagdha Mridu Shadaguna Sushil Snigdha Karuna Tumi Tomar Nahi Dosha Bhasa Tabe Tomar Man Nahi Smare Vrajajan Se Amara Gurdeva Vilasa. Krishna, you are certainly a refined gentleman with all good qualities. You are well behaved, soft hearted, and merciful. I know that there is not even a tinge of fault to be found in you. Yet, your mind does not even remember the inhabitants of Vrindavan. This is only my misfortune and nothing else. Nagani apan dukha dekhi vrajeshwari mukha vraj janer hriday vidhare kiva mare vrajvasi kiva jyao vrajayasi kena jyao dukha sahibare. I do not care for my personal unhappiness, yet when I see the morose face of Mother Yashoda and the hearts of all the inhabitants of Vrindavan breaking because of you, I wonder whether you want to kill them or do you want to enliven them by coming there? Why are you simply keeping them alive in a state of suffering? तुम्हारे जे अन्य वेश अन्य संग अन्य देश व्रज जने काबू नाही भाए व्रज भूमि चाड़िते नारे तो मन देखिले मारे व्रज जनेर की हबे उपाय. The inhabitants of Vrindavan do not want you dressed like a prince, nor do they want you associate with great warriors in a different country. They cannot leave the land of Vrindavan, and without your presence, they're all dying. What is their condition to be? So this is basically Mahaprabhu's sentiments towards Jagannath ji. And what are you doing? Come to Vrindavan. They are waiting for it. Tumi vrajer jivan vraj rajer pranadhan. Tumi vrajer sakal sampada. Kripardra tumar man asi jyao vraj jan. Vraje uday karao nijpada. My dear Krishna, you're the life and soul of Vrindavan Dham. You're especially the life of Nanda Maharaj. You're the only opulence in the land of Vrindavan, and you're very merciful. Please come and let all the residents of Vrindavan live. Kindly keep your lotus feet again in Vrindavan. Srimati Radharani did not express a personal unhappiness at being separated from Krishna. She wanted to evoke Krishna's feelings for the condition of all the others in Vrindavan. Mother Yashoda, Narayananda, the cowherd boys, the gopis, the birds and bees on the banks of Yamuna, the water of Yamuna, the trees, forests, and all of the paraphernalia associated with Krishna before he left Vrindavan for Mathura. So these feelings of Srimati Radharani were manifested by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And therefore he invited Lord Jagannath, Krishna, to return to Vrindavan. That is the purport of Rath Yatra's car, Rath Yatra cars going from Jagannath Puri to Gundicha temple. Or, well, in Jagannath Puri from Shri Mandir, it's called Shri Mandir, to Gundicha temple. Shuniya Radhika Vani, Braj Prema Maneyan, Ave Vyakulita Dehamana, Vraj Lokir Prema Shuni, Apna ke Rini Mani, Kare Krishna Tare Asvashan. After Lord Krishna heard Srimati Radharani's statements, his love for the inhabitants of Vrindavan was evoked, and his body and mind became very much perturbed. After hearing of their love for him, he immediately thought himself to be always indebted to the residents of Vrindavan. Then Krishna began to pacify Srimati Radharani as follows. Prana Priya Shuna Morai Satyavachan Toma Sabare Smarane Jhudo Mui Ratri Dine Mora Dukhna Jane Kona Jan. My dear Srimati Radharani, please hear me. I am speaking the truth. I cry day and night simply upon remembering all you inhabitants of Vrindavan. No one knows how unhappy this makes me. It is said, Vrindavanam parityajya padam ekam na gacchati. In one sense, Krishna, the original personality of Godhead, Ishvara Parama Krishna, does not even take one step away from Vrindavan. However, in order to take care of various duties, Krishna had to leave Vrindavan. He had to go to Mathura to kill Kansa, and then he was taken by his father to Dwarka, where he was busy with state affairs and disturbances created by demons. Krishna was away from Vrindavan and he was not at all happy. He was not at all happy, as he plainly disclosed to Srimati Radharani. She is the dearmost life and soul of Shri Krishna, and he expressed his mind to her as follows. व्रजवासी यत जन माता पिता सखा गण सबे है मोर प्राण सम तार मध्य गोपी गण साक्षात मोर जीवन तुम्ही मोर जीवनेर जीवाना. Shri Krishna continued, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, my father, mother, cowherd boys, and everything else are like my life and soul. And among all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, the gopis are my life and soul. And among the gopis, you, Srimati Radharani, are the chief. Therefore, you are the life of my life. Srimati Radharani is the center of all Vrindavan's activities. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the instrument of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan still chant Jai Radhe. From Krishna's own statement given herein, it appears that Radharani is a queen of Vrindavan and that Krishna is simply her decoration. Krishna is known as Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, but Srimati Radharani is an enchanter of Krishna. Consequently, Srimati Radharani is called Madan Mohan Mohini, the enchanter of the enchanter of Cupid. That's the position of Srimati Radharani. Yes, many times those who don't understand position of Srimati Radharani and those who are not devotees of Radharani, they complain that where is the name of Radharani mentioned? Not in any Vedic literature, not in a Bhagavatam. It's not mentioned. In Bhagavatam, why is it not? It's mentioned only in, not only, I would say, it's mentioned in 6 Goswamis' literatures and in so many Gaudiya Vaishnava literature. Radharani is not only name, but her, see, the feelings, the pastimes, all are mentioned in detail. But why not in Srimad Bhagavatam? They always complain, people complain like that. Then they say, oh, Radharani is just an imaginary person. No. See, Srimati Radharani, her name was spoken by Shukdev Goswami indirectly in one of the shlokas, Anya Aradito Nunam. It's in 10th canto. But why? In fact, Shukdev Goswami didn't even take the name of any of the gopis. If we study those 5 chapters of Ras Lila, he always said one gopi said this, one gopi said that. It was all the acharyas who later on in the commentary they said, okay, when he said this gopi said that, this meant this gopi is referring to is Lalita Sakhi or Vishakha Sakhi. Acharyas commented that. Shukdev Goswami didn't take any names. Why? Now, Shukdev Goswami is originally a parrot of Srimati Radharani. Parrot. So somehow he came just to deliver the message of Srimad Bhagavatam, and just like parrot, that's why his name is Shuka. Shuka means parrot. So when a parrot puts his beak into a fruit, especially mango, it becomes sweeter. When a parrot takes a bite of mango, it becomes sweeter. So to make Srimad Bhagavatam, which is already, it is a Nigam Kalpataror Galitam Palam, it's a ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge, and it became even sweeter when Shukdev Goswami spoke it. Now, Parikshit Maharaj had only 7 days to live, and Shukdev Goswami had to give him the whole message of Bhagavatam in 7 days. And his thing was, If he had only just uttered the name of his mistress, Srimati Radharani, he would have gone into trance for 6 months. So he was afraid of that. So somehow he was controlling himself. I'm not going to take the name of Radharani. So he was meditating on Radharani, but he was not taking the name because he wanted to speak Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And also in that assembly, there were different kind of saints sitting. And not everybody was at that level to understand Srimati Radharani's position. There were some impersonalists also. Even at that time, there were Nirakarvadi, Nirvisheshvadis. And definitely they would not have understood Srimati. Or not only they were not would have understood, they were not eligible to even hear the name of Srimati Radharani. So there were many reasons he did not speak of Radharani's name. But 6 Goswamis, see, I mean, they are speaking in detail. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving so many verses after verses about Srimati Radharani. So that is a reason. And Goswamis have said in one place that if somebody who's a real devotee of Radharani, in every word of Srimad Bhagavatam, he will only see Srimati Radharani, nothing else. Even though her name is not directly mentioned, he will only see Srimati Radharani. He will only hear Srimati Radharani in every word of Bhagavatam. Because every word of Bhagavatam is full of bhakti, devotion. And Srimati Radharani is devotion, not just devotion, pure devotion service, personified. Because pure devotion service gives pleasure to the heart, and she is Aladini Shakti personification. But those who are not entitled, those who are not eligible, not qualified, they don't see her. So that is a misfortune. What else we can say? Without mercy of Radharani, nobody can make progress in bhakti. And she is so merciful. She is ready to give her mercy. And here Prabhupada mentioned, she is Madan Mohan Mohini. She enchants Krishna. Nobody can enchant Krishna. Nobody can control Krishna. Only Srimati Radharani. That's her position. So who can understand her? So this is why this whole Rath Yatra pastime is. Radharani is attracting Krishna, taking him from, or Radharani and the gopis taking him from Shri Mandir to Gundicha Mandir. And even Jagannath Ji, who's Krishna, he hasn't been able to control himself sitting on the chariot. Sometimes he stops, sometimes he lets the chariot go, but very slowly he is enchanted by the dancing of Mahaprabhu, enchanted by the chanting and dancing of other devotees, looking at everybody. And he is also in ecstasy. He cannot show his ecstasy by dancing, but he did when this Paundi Vijay ceremony happened. He was in ecstasy coming from his altar to the Rath, and then from Rath, when he goes inside Gundicha temple, he will show his ecstasy. He does show. That's why this Rath Yatra is a festival of love, actually. Nothing else. Okay, I guess I can stop there. See anybody has any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very sweet and nice class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mata.
I just wanted to go there now for Rath Yatra.
You all are so fortunate, you can go.
Why can't you?
Are kahan, not in July.
बना लो प्रोग्राम प्रभुजी, 6 दिन ही तो हैं सिर्फ. Priya Mataji will make arrangements.
Yeah, I know. She will make all the arrangements.
हाँ,
Prabhuji is there, she
हाँ,
is there.
अरे
I
नहीं
know.
प्रभु जी, तो आप बस आ ही जाइए.
हाँ,
कल
बस.
भी आपके साथ साथ हम भी ये कर लेंगे सब.
और क्या.
सीरियसली प्रभु जी, बस 7 दिन की तो बात है.
Take an emergency leave and come.
Chalo, anyway, we'll stop. You all have safe and wonderful. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare